What an exciting occasion here, the start of round 6, and there are no less than 3 debutants involved in this game. 2 for Parramatta and 1 for the North Queensland Cowboys, as the 19-year-old Libby Sura makes her NRLW debut today. Out of that Queensland under-19s team, she was a try scorer in their victory. And in the halves, it's Kira Dibb alongside Tallulah Tillett. They've got a 2-3 record and looking to bounce back, Roo, from a big defeat at home last week.
Good evening, good afternoon even, Speedy. Yeah, definitely.
Good morning,
morning. God, it is morning. Oh my goodness, it's already got away from me. This is a great opportunity here for the Eels. I think, you know, obviously there's been a couple of injuries with the Cowboys and Autumn Rain Stevens-Daly with that knee injury that's ending her season, and Shania Power. They're 2 big strikes that are out for the away side. So the Eels have a massive opportunity here at Jubilee Oval to come away with their first win of the season. And I think what I saw out of them last week against the Raiders, there's some good signs. Amiatu, she was so strong for the Eels last week.
Yeah, a starter in the front row in just her 3rd game. The 20-year-old Abby Church has been putting in brilliantly week in, week out for the Eels. If anyone deserves a victory, it is the Parramatta fullback. Absolutely outstanding in 2023. And Parramatta will receive the ball first. A double header at this venue today. The Dragons in action later on, but away we go. And the kickoff takes a Cowboys bounce. Tough for Talisha O'Neill to bring it off her own line in the end. As we welcome Alana Ferguson alongside with the call as well. Do you think Parramatta can get their first win today?
Yeah, well, I think they certainly can. They've been building really nicely. I think Ruben Cherrington has certainly stepped it up a notch with her sister Kennedy being out. I tell you what, it looks like we're going to see a pretty exciting game of footy, though. That pitch looks outstanding.
Beautiful playing surface. Here is Cherrington going back to O'Neill for her 2nd hit up on this opening set. Cherrington eager for a quick play of the ball. Now Pearson has made a difference since she's come back in. A little touch on the way through. Doesn't really affect too much as Goldthorpe tidies up at the back for the Cowboys and threatens to go right through them. Important tackle made by Amelia Murphy, as you would have noticed in the opener there. She's got a couple of fans here with personalised T-shirts of Amelia Murphy, if you don't mind.
I love that. I love when their family and friends get behind them. It's wonderful to see. And that early kick option is on there for the Eels. It was just misfired by Rachel Pearson, obviously, from that kick pressure for the Cowboys.
Manzelman, the dummy half, and China Pilata, the versatile Pilata, who can play on the wing, can play in the forwards, and that's where she'll stay for the rest of the campaign, according to the coach. As Dibb, tight towards that sideline, and clever work. Kimberly Hunt, she thinks she's made a mistake, but she's spot on. Her foot was across the sideline. That's what you want to do.
Yeah, very clever. She nailed that in the end. She's actually, we've seen her starting in the centres, and she still has that number 3 in her back, but she is playing on the wing today. But what a start.
You put your foot across the sideline, you then touch the ball. It's out on the full automatically. She thought she'd made a boo-boo. Here's Amiatu, who has been so impressive since breaking into this lineup. Great go forward again. So the field position is there for Parramatta. Here's Fanua, her preferred role. Forced to play as a makeshift halfback in round 1. First time we've seen her since, with the number 13 on her back now, as Berryman Duff goes to Mahalia Murphy out there in the edge back row.
That's a good run. That's a good run on the edge. That shift to the back row, they've nailed it, the Eels, putting her out there in a bit more space.
And now short side for the debutantes. Lindsay Tui, the 18-year-old, congratulations to her. Up against Sura in the under-19s Origin. They both make their debut in this fixture here today. Cherrington to Pearson, crossfield kick, looks heavy, and that's out on the full as well, looking for Hunt, who's a dangerous attacking weapon.
She certainly is. She gets herself into quite a good position here. There's just a little too much weight on this kick from Rachel Pearson, but they travelled downfield, obviously off that great work from Kimberly Hunt, very, very well. So if they can maintain this defensive discipline and pin the Cowboys in their own 40, so that's what we call redlining them. If they can redline them in this set, they're going to get into some great field position once they get the ball back.
And it's a very good morning to Marley Silver on the sideline.
Yes, good morning to you guys. It is certainly being set up for a perfect day for a double header of NRLW here at Jubilee Stadium. It is a lovely 19 degrees, blue skies, the sun is shining, and it's only a slight breeze coming from behind the Cowboys from a southerly direction of about 9 kilometres an hour. I am set for a very lovely morning into afternoon in the sunshine on the sideline. Very happy.
Enjoy.
You need some sunscreen on down there, Molly.
That would be a good idea. Cracking weather in Sydney at the moment. Back end of August. As Tillett goes long. Fullback and winger talk it over, and the fullback made sure her voice was heard, calling Faye out of it.
Yeah, that shows you the dominance of Abbey Church, doesn't it? Very safe under the high ball and gets their set started so strongly.
Strong defence by Ralph Strand-Smith, but the marker's clocked off and Parramatta look to pounce. And what a dangerous attacking player she is, Lindsay Tour. That's great awareness. Out of dummy half she went. And now Murphy up towards that 30-metre line. Parramatta looking good in the opening 5 minutes here.
11, don't grab the leg.
Now Pearson throws the dummy and opens up big time. And now she's out of play on the last. So it's up to the likes of Berryman Duff and Fanua to take over here. It goes to the 5'8". Her crossfield kick towards Naikore, who goes up and takes it with such confidence.
Beautiful take. Looking into the sun there as well. The kick probably wasn't timed the way she wanted, but Naikore got herself into a wonderful position there and took that cleanly. Again, though, I'm challenging the Eels here. I want to see them have a dominant defensive set just to consolidate this field position.
Blackwell in off the wing. We saw her start in the halves when Tillett couldn't go at the beginning of the campaign, but on a wing today. Preferred position is fullback, but Goldthorpe nails down that number 1 jumper. Popped out the back, no touch off the Eels. So that's play 4 out the way. Manzelman for Harden, running a nice line, causing some dramas. Amiatu able to hold on just. Awkward looking play the ball, got that leg heavily strapped to Leisha Harden. They go through the hands. Pass was okay. That pass looked a little dodgy to Peters, and eventually they'll hand it over.
Well, I think the little 5'8" to little Tillett needed to take a little bit more responsibility over the finish of that set. It was a 5th tackle. She did have the time and opportunity to get a kick away, but obviously saw a little bit of an opportunity, but too close to halfway. They were just coming up to that 40-metre line. And again, the biggest difference between these two clubs has been that territory in the field position, which the Eels have dominated so far. They now get a penalty, so they're heading even closer to the attacking part of the field.
Touch, Rachel. Behind the kick.
Referee is Cameron Paddy. First penalty of the game goes the way of the Eels. Ralph Strand-Smith was almost kicked in the head there by Zali Faye, eager for that quick play of the ball. The pass had a dummy half.
And it's been called forward.
Yeah, she'll have to practice the left to right as Zali Faye, not normally her go in the dummy half roll.
There's a winger and centre. That's one of your bread and butter passes, that one. She'll be filthy that she missed that. Because, like you spoke about, Alana, the field position that the Eels have had, they're just giving it up too easy to the Cowboys off the back, where they're not actually just bunkering down and living in this zone.
Well, not at all. Those first 2 runs from the Eels, they didn't move up off their line at all. The first quick tap, they stood still and just braced the contact, and they were lucky that second pass went forward from dummy half from Zali Faye, because again, they were sitting back on their heels just waiting. They need to show some urgency and get up off their line.
One-on-one strip being attempted here by Pearson, but I think the Cowboys hold on through Manselman.
Come on, 11 all the way.
Worked by the touch judge as well a moment ago, spotting that forward pass. Cara Lee Nolan on the far side of the ground.
Yeah, it was only about 2 metres from it. Would have been a tough one for her to miss there.
Oh, plenty of touches miss them, Roo. Don't worry about that.
It's a good pickup.
8 minutes gone, no score as yet. Very important game for both teams. The Eels looking to break their duck. The Cowboys looking to stay in touch with the top 4 and the 2-3 record. Coming into this contest, very late offload. The held call had come, so the ref says go back and play it, please, to Leisha. On the last, Manzelman will look for Dib. Chasers have some time to get there to put pressure on Hunt, who coughs it up and cops a blow as well. So fresh set here for the Cowboys.
Good kick pressure. Crystal Blackwell got right in Kimberly Hunt's face there. And now the Cowboys find themselves straight into good ball.
Yeah, their best ball of the ball game.
That's the first tackle in the 20.
What can they do with it? Dip, right-hand side. Short ball for Harden. Try saver effectively, I reckon, by O'Neill. They keep going right for Tillett. Told to straighten things up by Manzelmann. Still midway through the tackle count. Ready for the crash play, and China Pilata opens the scoring in style.
Oh, this is another pet play from the Cowboys, and the very first time they get themselves down into this red zone, they come up with points. This is the error here on the Harvey Norman replay. Kim Hunt had eyes for the footy, but just could feel the pressure of Blackwell bearing down on her. And this little play on the try line, I really like this one. Bodies moving, numbers. Emma Manzelmann is a threat. Talisha Harden is a threat. And China Pilata is also a threat. So 3 identifiers that the Eels needed to get right there. But Manzelmann was the one that came up with the points in the end. She came up with the right option.
Yeah, she did. And I guess that just shows the importance of that 5th tackle option. It was all off Kira Dibbs' kick and the chase, the pressure that they had. They're going to have another look at it here.
Tries under review for possible obstruction.
Possible obstruction.
So many bodies around where the try was scored. Dave Munro in the bunker has said maybe Tillett, who played the ball, is an issue.
Yeah, that would be the one that I'd be looking at Tillett.
Or Manzelmann as well.
Emma
She runs right behind
takes
Manzelmann.
out the defender.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And yeah, we have an obstruction.
Oh, there you go. No
Have a
points.
decision.
It's the right call, though.
It is the right call.
But they did look dangerous up that end of the field. I think the key was we saw Tallulah Tillett with the footy in her hands. We saw Kira Dibb as soon as that set restarted.
Obstruction.
But now the Eels get that penalty out of their own half, and this is the biggest challenge so far for the Cowboys, is to stop that forward momentum. Try and keep them inside their own half, put pressure on that kick so they can get another chance, because we've just seen how dangerous they can be when they do get the opportunity to attack. But it's just about earning that territory now, ripping in and doing the tough stuff.
So the Eels dodge a bullet. Nice touch finder from their halfback, Rachel Pearson. Lindsay Tui, who's a Mounties junior, played Tasha Gale Cup for Parramatta earlier this year as well. The under-18s comp, then graduates to the senior side. Nice offload, allowing bonus meters here for Berryman Duff, who's worn that 6 throughout this campaign. Nice link up between the middle forwards now. Funua running off O'Neill. Good go forward here for Parramatta off the back of that penalty. Murphy, what a legs tackle that is by the debutante, Sura. Chopped her down. Another poor pass out of dummy half. Given the all clear, must have been mighty close to another forward one. And now Pearson, pressure on the kick, charge down, and 6 more for O'Neill. And Goldthorpe did well to stop the front rower. What can Parramatta do with it? There's space on the left-hand side. Chance here. Zali Faye finishes the job. No, that's forward as well. Still no try.
Scrum, Cowboys, where do you want it?
Oh, we've seen both teams cross the line. Both tries have been disallowed. There was definitely space there, but it was just that little bit of a juggle. The service to Mahali Murphy. She catches it down near her knees. She juggles that very last pass. They had them shot for numbers out on that right edge defence for the Cowboys. It's just unfortunate that pass travels forward.
Yeah, that'd be spewing. Coralie Nolan, the sideline referee, was in the perfect spot to be able to see that, but you're right, the service needs to be better from dummy half. If Mahalia Murphy gets a clean catch there, she can fire it to a winger with a little bit more depth, and the timing of everyone's runs would have been made a lot more simple, turned into points, but they've got to aim up in defence here.
Maddie Jones on after just 12 minutes. It was announced yesterday, those changes to the Eels bench. Both Maddie Jones and Kennard joining the bench as Muru and Paiko dropped out. Now Manzelman, dangerous runner in this situation, and the lift doors closed on her.
She's quick out of dummy half, Manzelman. You see that next run coming at pace, it just changes the whole momentum of their attack.
Good hands from Dib. Got some low service. Another test for Hunt. And coughed up again. They'll be targeting Kimberly Hunt in that new role on the wing throughout after a couple of drops here. So the Cowboys right on the front foot.
And they compound that error with the penalty here. This is obviously going to be a key for them, and Kira Dib, who is a right foot kicker, they're going to need to see more kick pressure from the markers for the Eels. They're letting Kira Dib, that pass she received was low and it was slow, and she still had plenty of time to get that strong kick away. So a little bit more defensive work from markers for the Eels.
Interesting to see if Parramatta making an adjustment there. Toi Hiku has played as a winger before. She's playing at right centre, where they switch her and Hunt around. Manzelman. Again, poor service. Ideal conditions here, but the passing hasn't been great, and it's costing these teams momentum. Another penalty. Do they take the two here? It's a gift too.
Second effort.
It's a bit of experience from Talisha Harding to get that penalty,
Yeah,
wasn't
when you're
it?
ready, you got to tap it. Play on.
No thoughts of the shot at goal as they chase 4 points or 6. Short side for Tillett. Goldthorpe. Peters trying to make it work with that trademark right foot step. The Eels ready and waiting for that. Nice defence by Tui. Depth here for Manzelman in the playmaking role. Combines with Pilata again. This time it's all above board.
Oh, they've got numbers out to the left here, the Cowboys.
Headed that way. Raffstrand Smith. Held up, I think.
Held up.
Good defence.
Tackle 4, 13, straight back. Tackle 4. Markers if you like 4,
They're
Kira.
coming onto this ball
Just
at
wait.
some pace. They've got really good depth at the moment, the Cowboys.
And Fran Goldthorpe is swinging late on that shift. That's what created that space for Raffstrand Smith to poke a nose through.
Kill it. Oh, look out. Stand still and you'll pay the price. Good hit for Nua. Now Dib, last tackle. Poked in behind. Good hands, Amelia Murphy, who made the try saver a moment ago. Terrific work and almost entitled to a penalty for the late flop by Dib.
And she had to play at that ball. Kira Dib caught that at pace on the front foot. She had some support around her. It was a nice kick and look out. There is a little bit of an issue here for Cassie Toi Hiku, who has come out limping from that tackle for the Eels.
They said no to the 2 points. Went for a try and left with nothing. Now have a look at this momentum from the Eels.
Just dragged back in time by Bree Chester. Otherwise, there were points brewing for Parramatta as Pearson stabbed it in behind. The winger was back. Blackwell able to take it safely.
She's a good defender. Cassie Toi Hiku. So strong, especially that one-on-one, that straight-up contact. I've seen her make tackles like that on front rowers, back rowers, centres.
Good run and a penalty.
It is frenetic action, isn't it?
It is actually end-to-end stuff. It really is.
Thanks, Dave.
Oh, and I'm having a look at the stats here. The Cowboys are averaging 47 metres every set of 6, and the Eels are averaging just over 30. So the Cowboys, they're just making plenty of metres, and it's off the back of some big front rower runs. Emma Manzelman jumps out, bites off extra metres as well. And then these penalties, they're going to really hurt the Eels if they don't tighten the ship.
Who will be first to crack? Look at Sura go. What a mover. Round 6 and 3 debutants involved today, including Libby Sura. Harden has recovered from that leg issue where she looked very proppy about 10 minutes ago now. Inside the Westpac red zone we go for Dib to go. Oh, look out!
There she is again.
Hiku!
There she is again. Same thing. She did that all by herself. Fantastic read in the Westpac red zone. Ball and all. She is safe as houses in defence.
Cowboys edge ahead in playing the balls inside that red zone. Back on the angle, Ralph Smith has another go, and the Eels get bodies underneath again to deny her. Some defensive stand this from the Eels. On the last, Manzelmann back to her halfback. Nice shift to Tillett. Finds a way through. Bounces into the in goal. Who wants to ground it? Naikore is claiming it. Did Parramatta do enough, or has the Fijian pounced for first points here?
It was a lovely little kick
Initially knocked backwards by Parramatta,
from Tallulah Tillett. We saw the halves combine.
Cowboys ground the ball for a possible try.
Just the angle on this grubber.
And you have a look at the defence as well. See the way the defence is sliding up and out. That's why the kick works, because they're on the
Right
push.
side kick chasers onside.
And she slots that in beautifully. Threads the needle.
Look where Naikore is.
Yeah, she came screaming in from her wing. She can sniff points from anywhere.
What happened next? It'd
Knock
be
backwards
amazing if
Parramatta,
the right
knock
winger
backwards
scores.
Parramatta again.
Knock backwards. There are 3 Parramatta jerseys in this picture, and then Naikore comes in with that big right.
And knocks it
Ooh,
on.
knocks it on.
All part of the plan for Parramatta. Bobble it around until Naikore knocks it on.
Zali Faye tried to pick it up. She needed to just
Ball comes off
come
the
on top
right
of it
hand
with
of the
pressure.
Parramatta player into the right hand of the Cowboys player. We have a decision.
Oh, comes
Yeah.
off.
First knock on by Zali Faye.
Yeah.
Yep, thank you. Going to be a goal line dropout, ladies.
Yeah, so this
Yep.
is a no try. So
Kira.
I think on tackle 4 in that previous set, they went the wrong way. The Eels had loaded up their short side. They had 4 defenders defending 15 metres, which meant they had 6 defending the whole rest of the field, and they went straight back to where their strength was. So I think the halves really need to step up with their voices for the Cowboys.
Oh, what
What
about
a
the
kick.
dropouts?
Oh my goodness. Go the ball.
It's an all-timer.
Go the ball.
65 metres gained by that lady again, Toi Hickett.
Add that to the highlight reel.
That's good contact too.
Yeah, it's great chase. Look where they just made that tackle on halfway. That's great from the Eels.
Certainly an upswing in form for Parramatta, conceding 32 points per game on average, but the improvement has been noticeable in the last couple of weeks, and to have not conceded any points so far is quite remarkable with what they face from this Cowboys lineup. Here goes Ralph Smith again.
That's a great run.
Go for it, Marcus. They're okay.
Tillett, Chester, pass to no one in particular, and it all got a little clunky there.
Yeah,
What do
they've
you want,
almost looked
Rachel?
like they've got their timing
Middle
a bit
scrum,
off
clock
the
is
whole game so far on that right edge. Tallulah Tillett with her back row and her centre. There's definitely opportunities. Yeah, this kick again, seriously. That's insane. There's definitely opportunities. They had man-on-man options on that short side on the right edge, but just their timing is a little bit off. It won't take much for it to click though.
Up to 10 seconds.
Tallulah Tillett is such a crafty little half.
Ruben, head right in.
They just need to keep at it. Stay confident. Try again.
Heads in. Clock off.
First of 3 games in the NRLW, back-to-back, including the NRLW wrap throughout the afternoon on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Toi Hickett again for the speedster Hunt on the outside. And doing it all right now, Cassie Toi Hickett.
It's a great start to the set for the Eels.
Just 19 years of age. What a future in the game Parramatta's right centre has. And
Well,
now
I think I
Jones
spoke
off the
about
back
this.
of it.
I think I spoke this last week, Speedy. We had her in our Origin squad this year. Fantastic. She is going to be the future for sure.
Cherrington waiting for O'Neill on the angle. Threatened to break North Queensland down through the middle on multiple occasions, Parramatta. Now they go wide. Mahalia Murphy, strong run, eventually taken down by Peters and Tillett. They'll go left, their space. Abby Church to make it work with the double
what a tackle.
pump, and the debutante Tui denied.
Ralph Smith, well away from home. Look at this run.
Oh,
Mahalia
Murphy, there you go. First try in the 20th minute. She's a finisher, Mahalia Murphy.
So good from the Eels. That go forward was outstanding, but Mahalia Murphy's run, 2 tackles before that, is what earned them that territory, but they kept it simple. This is it. What about the leg speed and the leg drive? She just kept powering through Mahalia Murphy, and then lined herself back up. She got the depth. She came onto the ball at pace from dummy half and goes straight over.
Just watching that replay back again, Zali Faye didn't miss her assignment on that one. That pass out of dummy half was right on the target. Hit Mahalia Murphy right in the breadbasket, so she didn't have to slow down. Really good adjustment there from the Eels left edge, and Rachel Pearson straight into this southerly. This is a big kick to go ahead by 6.
Lined up to punch it through. And just dragged it a little. It's 4-0 Parramatta.
Going right again, Emma. Just wait for the clock, okay? Alright, time our run out here. Time your run!
So second career try for Mahalia Murphy. Finally breaks the deadlock here. After all those opportunities for North Queensland inside the red zone that they couldn't capitalise on. Murphy with the finish.
Yeah, great finish. They've got some dangerous players on their edges. Kasi Tohu-Hiku on the right edge. And then Mahalia Murphy on the left. A couple of absolute weapons.
Whanua took taking down on that occasion. Now Pearson for Tohu-Hiku once more. Again, post-contact meters. After that short kickoff here, Parramatta chance to come up with an attacking kick at the end of it all, if not more than that, as Maddie Jones drags defenders with her. And Wheel just would not give it up.
Well, I was actually about to say, I'm surprised the referee hasn't blown a penalty yet, because he called held and then she took it to ground, and then he only penalised her when she went for that second effort on the deck there. So
Parramatta turned down the prospect of 2 as well to hunt another try. Cherrington looking for her playmakers. Oh! And forgot about the footy.
Kira, where do you want it? Middle scrum,
Thought about that one for a little bit too long. It's what we call getting ahead of yourself when there's an opportunity in front of you.
You mentioned how good this playing surface is earlier on, almost becoming a little complacent about the ball handling here on this wonderful surface.
It's been strange, hasn't it? Maybe a few nerves early on in the game. I feel like the game started to settle down a little bit now, though. Both teams getting a little bit more rhythm within their game.
Peters.
Great run.
Coming together between a couple of Parramatta defenders there. Friendly fire. One staying down. Might have been a head clash or maybe worse. So they defend with 12 at the moment.
It's Mahalia Murphy. Couple down as well. Jazzy Peters is slow to get up after she played the ball. She went back to deck. Murphy's still down for the Eels.
Jess Reeves straight into the game, straight into the action. Ball comes loose. She claimed it was stripped, but it's just a clean loss according to the ref. Here's what went down.
Oh, the right leg of Mahalia Murphy got caught underneath her.
Back to the red.
Her player there.
Tackle 1.
That looked uncomfortable.
She's right in the area here, receiving that treatment. So the referee blows time off. She gets attended to. We'll take a quick break.
Thank you, Gil. Take your time.
Looks like Mahalia Murphy will try and push through the pain barrier here after the strapping has been applied.
All right. Hold, Cowboys!
Strong numbers already. Likewise, Talisha O'Neill takes her up around 80 metres run.
Hasn't taken a break yet either. Just played the first 24 straight. Good contact there, but couldn't hold on, Reeves.
Capable of jolting that ball free, but Whenua held on. Now Jones off the long run. Just had to pause on the run, and then the footwork from the front rower. A couple more plays here for the Eels. Berryman Duff, cut out ball. And what a read it was by Nakore, right in the face, creating that error. And that tackle got away from Parramatta.
Second Cowboys.
No advantage. And Jazzy Peters, did that go past the horizontal? There's no whistle on that. Peters was dumped onto her shoulder, it appeared.
Well, currently Nolan was right on the mark there. She hasn't made any. No, that didn't go past horizontal. Looks like she may have landed on that hip though. Couldn't quite tell, but... Oh yeah, Talisha earning a break.
I was going to say she earns that breather. Yeah. She's been heavily involved. Even her work off the ball has been brilliant. Definitely taking on one of those leadership roles within the Parramatta Eels.
The 2023 NRL and NRLW Telstra Premiership Grand Finals have been confirmed to take place at Accor Stadium on Sunday, October 1. You can be there. Get your tickets now on sale at nrl.com/tickets. What an occasion to be part of. At that famous venue, the Olympic Stadium. Maybe had the wind knocked out of her here as she was back slammed. Tui getting in and under and rolling her over onto her back.
Yeah, they can sometimes just knock the wind out of you when you land on the flat of your back like that. It was a legal tackle. Good strength by Lindsay Tui again, backing up with another good one.
Oh, Goldthorpe bracing for the contact from Whenua.
I used to love that as a front rower. When you'd get an outside back skip across you like that and you think, you'd lick your lips and you rub your hands and say, here we go.
Sarika Muka coming off the bench. Natapuna, who's been fantastic for the Cowboys, given a rest in round 6. A lot of coaches really managing their squads throughout the campaign. There will be a rest for most forwards at one stage or another. Plenty of hang time in the dip kick, and they have made that adjustment with Toi Hiku going back to field those kicks.
Yeah, I think it's a smart adjustment. I think when they're on their own line defensively, though, they definitely want to keep Cassie Toi Hiku at centre because her reads are top shelf.
Inside the 10.
No, it's not quick on foul play.
Tackle was also a little high on Zali Faye. She's sucking in the big ones too.
Yep, Rachel back in.
Yeah, Mackenzie Wheel coming off the bench for the Cowboys today. That's a couple of penalties she's given away. She won't be happy with that. She's had such a clean start to the season and big work rate for the Cowboys, and I'm pretty sure that BJ would have brought her in, Ben Jeffries would have brought her in off the bench to try and keep things calm when he rotates their starters.
12, let her up!
Talked a lot about the start as well, being something they focused on this week after being blown away by Cronulla early last week at home. There's another debutant for Parramatta, and she's backing up here. That's Boss Kapua, another teenager. Gets into dummy half here in the 15 jumper. Pearson. There's an overlap being created here. Shocking bounce for Tui. After another pass hits the deck.
Yeah, the shape on that set play was okay, but they just needed to look up and probably play what's in front of them. That last pass, so Rachel Pearson comes across. Berryman Duff has enough time, just the execution. Needed to find her fullback there, Abby Church, to straighten up and keep that space on the left edge. The first part of it looked brilliant. They created the opportunity and the space, but just the execution and those final touches sometimes not nailing at the moment.
Tui Hiku again, so aggressive.
She's so good.
Reef that ball away from Blackwell.
I think one of the best things about her game this season is you can just see her confidence growing in spades. It's a very important part of this Eels outfit.
That
was
was
forward.
borderline to Blackwell, who'd overrun Manzelman, but touchy on the near side, not as brutal as the touchy on the far side on the forward pass calls. 6 minutes before half-time. Cowboys still searching for their first points.
This is the period of time where Emma Manzelman can be really dangerous.
Looked like Nakore might have been in front. Doesn't get involved as Zali Faye runs the other way. Nice chase by the front rowers. Mooka and Reeves combining.
A really good connection from the Cowboys middles. Making sure that those centres and wingers aren't scooting out around them. Not getting free and easy metres.
Church, dynamic ball runner. Good work from Marker. Sura again.
They've done a pretty good job at containing Abby Church. She's only run about 40 metres this first half so far.
So the bench being utilised big time by Parramatta. Kennard on as well with the latest hit up. And now Murphy's made a strong recovery. Bumps off 1 and 2. And takes another 5 or 6 metres.
Bree Chester just copped that one right in the chest.
Awkward looking kick from Berryman Duff. Sits up okay for Goldthorpe. Good chase, Tui.
Here we go. Look at this in the small box on the inset. Bushka. This is what happens if you go up, try and do an upper body tackle on Mahalia Murphy. She will bump you off 9 times out of 10. She's very, very strong.
Peters creating space for the fullback. Maddie Jones closed that space. Now Wheel, ball in 2 hands, combining with Mooka. Keeps it alive. Nowhere for Wheel to go off the back of it as Kapua got involved with Pearson, or rather Cherrington. Tillett almost away, but Murphy just clung on. Short side for Dib on the last. Keeping it in the hands. Great work, Berryman Duff wrapping up the footy.
Change over.
They
Just wait
created
till
some
I'll tell you
half
when to play
opportunities there. The forwards were getting some offloads away, excuse me, but I'd really like to see Fran Goldthorpe when she sees some of those big forwards who have that ability. I want to see her just scheming around, sniffing around with that push support because she's got the pace to then be able to take advantage of a small break on the next play.
Hole, you're going to play it on the mark.
Yep, penalty was
No,
there.
that's silly.
Abby Church with a nice
you can't.
sell
Doesn't mean you
as
can
she
push
was
people.
pushed after playing it.
I agree with the ref though, that was silly. It wasn't much in it, but it wasn't necessary at the same time. She's feisty.
I'll let you stay longer and play the ball. You just can't push people. That's all. I gave you the benefit of the doubt with the speed. I know.
Crowd building all the time at Cogra. Dragons up next against the Titans. Game 2 of our doubleheader at this venue. And Game 2 of our tripleheader on Nine's Wide World of Sports of NRLW action. And then the NRL men's tonight. Canberra against the Broncos. Wall-to-wall rugby league on your Saturday.
Marcus square. Holding her in. Yeah. Hold.
Amiatu, met by Mooka head on. Oh, the late offload for Cherrington. Great footy Amiatu after absorbing that extraordinary contact. Kennard comes back to the open side for Pearson. A little out of sync, but keeps it alive now for Murphy. Back to Kennard. Parramatta playing with a bit of swagger here late in the first half. Amiatu the decoy. Pearson looking for Hunt. Finds her this time. And the try! Great finish, Kimberly Hunt. Her second career try, and Parramatta right on top.
Yeah, that was classy footy from the Eels. She had enough time to get that kick away, though. Rachel.
It was a lovely kick by Rachel Pearson, and unfortunately for some reason the Cowboys defence just didn't put any kick pressure on her. I know it was fourth, but when you get close to the line like this, there's like a thumb on it.
You're still giving it though, aren't you?
Yeah. I think it's worth another look. I think it's worth another look. I was worried.
Stop it. Come on, mate.
Thank you.
Surely the try is confirmed.
Come on, mate.
Time off. It's a minute 20, Rachel.
No,
Yeah, I know.
try's been given. Rachel Pearson going
Just
through a
let you know.
routine. Normally when we focus on the referee like this, the try scorer is worried, but Pearson
There we go.
about to take the conversion attempt. And what about the kick? 10-0 Parramatta.
Just waiting for that clock, Emma. Time your own, Cowboys.
Kimberly Hunt denied a try on debut by the bunker, but they weren't taking it off her this time.
Time it.
As Parramatta, 2 unanswered tries in the first half, and their defence really setting it all up, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I think that last set showed the blueprint in which they need to keep going back to. Mahalia Murphy being involved in the early metres. Emmy Artu, she had a great run last set with a lovely little offload, and then Reuben Cherrington just going to work and crafty in and around the ruck.
How much adventure here with the siren about to sound. Looks like they're pretty content with the scoreline as it stands. Parramatta in pursuit of their first win of the season, last year's grand finalists, and they lead the Cowboys 10-0.
Well, good job.
Welcome back to Nine's Wide World of Sports. The Eels chasing their first victory of the NRLW season. They've got a 10-0 lead at the break over the Cowboys. So let's hand it back to your commentary team, Alana Ferguson, Ruan Sims and Brenton Speed.
Thank you, Emma. Part of a triple header of NRLW action, as you can see there. Same venue up next, Dragons v Titans. Massive game there. And then the Roosters, the competition favourites against the West Tigers. That game coming from Allianz to complete the triple header. And there's the star of the show in the first half, Cassie Toihiku and Emma Manzelman spark the Cowboys back into action. They're looking to square the ledger at 3-3 and lift themselves up the ladder. Currently 9th on the ladder, playing the bottom-placed Eels, and the kickoff nearly worked for Parramatta there. Nice work by Peters, maintaining her poise.
And I'm sure we'll hear from Marley soon as well to see whether that southerly has gotten stronger or whether it's stayed the same, but it does favour the Eels for this second half, and just watch for Rachel Pearson to use that to her advantage.
Oh, Goldthorpe thought she saw a cap. And the boss nailed her. Boss Kapua making her presence felt.
Cleaned her up.
You might have seen a team sheet on Tuesday. Her name was listed as Noria Kapua, but her family has told us that she wants to be known as Boss Kapua, and she bossed that situation and the mistake off the back of it.
Yeah, Mackenzie Will wasn't able to catch that one.
They're one of those tackles where you just let them go past you slightly, and she just hit her with everything. And that in replay, that's the error from Will, and the Eels already into good field position, Alana.
Yeah, they are. The Cowboys actually had more play the balls in the opposition 20 in that first half, but the Eels were able to capitalise. It's not the front foot they wanted to be giving away to start the second half.
Milpera Colts Junior, Kapua, plucked from the Bulldogs Tarsha Gale Cup team. A lot of players coming through that pathway of the under-18s competition, progressing to NRLW level. Slots into dummy half here after Ruben Cherrington eventually got rid of Kira Dibb. Oh, nice ball playing from Murphy, from Pearson. Did well to hold on as well, the back rower. They keep going left for Murphy, who opened the scoring today. And inside the red zone they go, Parramatta. Pearson, kick in behind. Sits up nicely here for Parramatta. Repeat set.
Well, that's exactly why she's got the number 7 on her back, Rachel Pearson. Kick selection and execution was perfect. She found some space with her grubber. She angled it perfectly. You can see how she just got in and around Kira Dibb, which takes her out of the equation and forces it further in goal. But the kick chase, they wouldn't have been able to get this repeat set without that as well. So very well done from the Eels.
Another decent dropout as we check in with Marley again.
Well, Roo, as we were starting this half, you did ask the question of whether this southerly has gotten any stronger. Your request is my command, and I've checked. It is only gone up by about 1k an hour. It went from 9 to 10, so it feels very much the same. The other thing with these conditions, the weather's only getting better, so that sun is a little bit stronger, and we are starting to sweat a little bit more on the sideline.
What about the detail? As Parramatta closing on try number 3 here.
Marley Jeannie Silva.
From dummy half, Murphy trying to force her way over for a double. And she'll have to go back 10 metres, held up across the line. Want to see Marley Silva and Ruan Sims together making that kind of magic. You can watch the podcast by video or listen to it via your normal podcast means.
I just had an idea for Marley for this week's podcast.
Sweat patches.
Oh, no, that wasn't the idea. I was thinking like the I Dream of Jeannie little bubble thing. But it sounds like she liked the idea, though.
You guys could workshop that.
Giggle.
Here's Pearson.
Right side's good.
Stabbing it out towards Hunt again! Oh, brilliant! Pearson has it on a string, and Hunt is nailing the catches at the attacking end.
Absolutely, and this is a wonderful take and a wonderful kick in the lead up too. But all off the back of a Cowboys error, and then the Eels just force their way downfield and they push the line every single time. And here on the Harvey Norman replay, they've got a really nice split. The Cowboys have the numbers here. They don't need to shoot up and panic. And what happens then is the winger doesn't drop because of it, and Kim Hunt gets a beautiful, clean option at that ball, and it's a lovely take for another 4-pointer.
It was a great try to the Eels, but just a poor defensive read. And it was on that edge where normally we'd see Stevens-Daly in that wing position, but unfortunately the Cowboys lost her to that ACL injury. Crystal Blackwell came in and just missed the opportunity. Oh.
Pearson again, not quite this time.
Just wait for that clock, Emma.
First career double for Kimberly Hunt from Tully in Queensland. And she's loving having Rachel Pearson pulling the trigger on those kicks. And how different Parramatta season may have looked if Pearson hadn't gone down in the captain's run before game one.
Yeah, you're right. She's had such a great impact since coming back. Her kicking game, obviously, but also just the way she manages this side. What a run.
Oh, Amiatu forced the late offload.
She's been so good, hasn't she? Earned her starting position for the Eels. I'd certainly be putting my hand up to take that next run off the back of her.
Good line.
And here goes the boss. Kapua was looking for support, couldn't really link with them. Parramatta all over the Cowboys here. Berryman Duff, saw it late, Murphy. And Naikore tidies up for the Cowboys. Is that what they're looking for, this opportunity?
Then Cowboys.
So it's a double knock on here. They're going to go with the first one from the Eels, and it was deemed to be no advantage taken by the Cowboys. That's why it will eventually be a Cowboys ball here. But that break down the right edge came off the work from Amiatu. We're watching the final break here, but Amiatu's work through the middle, the late offload, the quick play the ball, and then off the back of that, Rachel Pearson takes the line on and drops her second rower under and found plenty of space there. That's good signs on that edge.
Okay, clock off, ball, break.
There's Sura.
Stand up, on the mark, hold.
Reeves, an impact player. The Cowboys need to find points in a hurry. Still just under half an hour to go, plenty of time. Dip. Goldthorpe, good luck getting around Toy Hickett. Short side from Manzelman. Terrible pass to Blackwell. And couldn't scoop it up off her bootlaces.
No, she couldn't, nor should she have to either. They've had far too many of those passes, the execution. Just getting them wrong this game, the Cowboys. We're not used to seeing it, particularly not this often, but your dummy half pass. It's really poor from the Cowboys.
She tried to throw that pass without any backswing as well, so I think you're right. I feel like a little bit of panic is starting to set in for the Cowboys, and they're just trying to push the pass as quickly as possible. They just need to sit in their system, be confident. Mahalia Murphy with another great meter eater.
Their 2 wins this season, so impressive. They came back at Belmore to nail Newcastle back in round 2, the Cowboys, 31-20. And then round 4, that dramatic win over the West Tigers. Playing catch up here as Amiatu takes them with her again. Wheel trying to reef it out of there. Would have been a penalty because there were 2 involved in the tackle.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be worried about that right now. I'd be worried about tightening things up for the Cowboys and trying to dominate every tackle. They're trying to play catch up, so they're getting a bit too far ahead of themselves. Just go back to your systems, dominate the ruck, good line speed in defence, and get your confidence off the back of that.
Better passing by Parramatta, and Murphy was nearly through. Important tackle from Chester. They keep going left. And this time, Tui. Little touch off the Cowboys or not. Touchy ways in here.
Change over last tackle.
And it is just North Queensland ball.
Change over.
Yeah, watching that one live, I thought the Cowboys touched that, and that's what forced the error. This might give us a good view here. No, just played at the arms.
6, get up, not on top.
Yeah, good defensive work from Jazzy Peters creating that error. Naikore not held.
Had a hand on you,
Yes, she
tackle
was.
In front of the marker. Go.
Rugby union convert.
10, release that quick.
Mooka scored a try in that second half dominance of Newcastle back in round 2. And Wheel, that's a good run.
This is better. This is in their system. Play the power game through the middle and then find space on the edge.
Sura did well to hold on. Under pressure from Pearson and Toy Hiku. Just outside the 20, hung up by Dib towards Naikore against Faye. What a take!
There's contact in the air as you run through. Yeah, but you still made contact as you run past.
And a penalty will
Thanks,
give
Dave.
the Eels a very easy out of their own half. It was, again, a nice place kick by Kira Dibb. And Naikoro just mistimed her chase there.
Very minor contact when Faye was in the air, and that was enough for the penalty, according to the referee, Cameron Paddy.
Stand 11. He's 10. Hold.
Get ready.
Hasn't Murphy recovered well from that injury concern?
Yeah, and the concern would have been coming out from half-time whether that 10 odd minutes would have seized the ankle up, but she's been moving quite well, so that's a very positive sign for the Eels.
Here we are, Kathy, wait. Come on, hold. Go through 18,
Pearson out in front of Kapua. She's a presence, the 18-year-old, isn't she? Again, good post-contact meters. Now Whenua. Didn't push the offload. Berryman Duff fancied it. Now Pearson kicking towards that wing of Blackwell again. Goldthorpe calls her name. Well done to the fullback.
Well, there was much better kick pressure from the Cowboys on Pearson. They had 3 bodies getting at her, challenging her as she put that kick up, and then the chase from obviously none other than Tohi Hiku was fantastic. 2 in a row.
Some headaches for their coach Ben Jeffries on what to do in the wing positions. Mia Middleton has been used out there. He didn't make the 17 today. This rotation you'd imagine in the weeks to come. Got a couple of home games coming up against the Dragons and then the Raiders. Kick from well inside the 40 into that breeze. Turns Faye and Church around. Hunt already scored a couple of tries today off those Pearson kicks either side of half-time. Oh, Church got rocked by Reeves.
Yeah, solid contact. You can tell the Eels are happy just to go through them. They're all quite bunched there. Outside backs coming in.
Not touched deliberately by the Cowboys, so, well, it does restart the tackle count.
Yeah, I did hear the referee call touched there, so the Eels yet again gifted some great field position and then a whole nother set of 6.
There's the run meters leading the way, Mahalia Murphy.
Unsurprising, she has been very, very strong for the Eels today, as has Tohi Hiku.
It's another infringement by Manzelman in the ruck.
Emma, no.
Does she have to tidy up that area?
You can challenge it, Emma, if you think you're right.
Okay. Yep.
No, she'll just take it.
That one, I just thought you were leaning over it and she fell over.
Yeah, I don't know
There's
why she
nothing else
was.
to say. I'll answer your question.
That was
Emma.
pretty clear, that one. Probably why she didn't challenge it.
Referee very cordial after watching the replay, just talked it over with Emma Manzelman inside the Westpac red zone again. These Eels winning the play the ball count inside the 20. Pearson showing it to a couple. Berryman Duff stumbled as she was looking to make her move. Murphy moves it on to Church. Oh, you've got to guard against Abby Church and the footwork.
Yeah, they did well. Nice early ball from Mahalia Murphy to Abby Church there.
Bit of space here for O'Neill, targeting Manzelman, who was up for the challenge. Cherrington, nice service for Pearson.
And a great
What an angle she found there, and body on the line stuff from Goldthorpe.
Those last few tackles, great work from both sides. And great contact here from the Eels. You can just see the confidence that the Eels are playing with now. A 14-0 lead and defence. They've done it through their defence from the start. Look at this angle on this kick. Rachel Pearson. And equally good was the clean-up by Goldthorpe.
A little bit propping in back play as well. Goldthorpe might have copped a corky to go on with. Just looking to run that off at the moment.
Corky.
Corky. Putting a Y on it, are we? Sounds cute. There's nothing cute about a cork. No. I bloody hate them. Good offload.
Oh, nice hands. Parramatta back on. Received from Goldthorpe. 20 minutes to go. Game not done yet, but the Cowboys need to click into gear in a hurry as Tillett on kicking duty this time. And Faye across stylishly again. Deeper than Abby Church for the second kick in a row.
She does travel well for those deep kicks. Zali Faye, she's got good pace. She accelerates into it. So did Kim Hunt, but was met with some uncompromising defence from the Cowboys.
Middle 16, gonna have to work out here.
Tui. Both of the Parramatta debutants have played their part today. Likewise, the returning Whenua, who held on in disciplined fashion there, thought about forcing the offload. The intercept may have been on. Quick hands to Murphy. And now there's space for Pearson to go to that side again via the boot potentially. Cherrington needs to find her kicker, did so just in time. And Pearson gives it everything. What a launch that is. And Goldthorpe could only bring it back about 5.
She actually did well to execute the kick that she did, Rachel Pearson, because her hooker put her under a little bit of pressure, Cherrington, taking the run there and chewing up the time that she had. Shows the class of the kicking game that she really has.
Yeah, not just the launch, just the angle she got on that kick. The execution of it was fantastic.
How much chat's going on at the back end of the set to make sure the playmaker is found for the kick on play 5?
It should be constant. It should be constant throughout. Kick pressure has to be working. And here from the Eels, this is probably one of the best defensive yardage sets I've seen out of them. So right now, this is when the markers have to work and they have to get at the kicker. Talisha O'Neill pulled out of the assignment.
Inside the 40, Faye was guarding against the 40-30 potential.
And especially with these two teams, you know that the two number 7s are the primary kickers, as we see another penalty here by the Cowboys. They are the two main kickers in both sides, so you know that the majority of the kicking is going to come from their boots, so you have to put pressure on them. As we watch this replay. Did he call that hip drop? Was that what he called?
8-3, the penalty count in favour of the home team.
Off the top.
One more try, we'll just about put it to bed. If Parramatta can score next. Murphy, again the timing is there for another 10 or 12 metre gain. Parramatta flopped in as the third tackler. Now Whenua, ball playing. Overlap created here by Church. Toi Hiku. Oh, Hunt! The slip might have cost her a hat-trick. She was making a nice move back inside. What a ball it was from Toi Hiku as well. Who now finds the boss, Boss Kapua, looking for a try on debut. Pearson. Cherrington. Berryman Duff to straighten things. And she'll play it on the last. Pearson looking to get it in behind Blackwell. Well done. Got the foot in the in goal to create a 7-tackle set.
In the middle.
It's now or never for the Cowboys. 70-minute games in the NRLW. 14-0 down. They need to fire. It's a great start.
That was very smart by Blackwell. Very, very smart. We saw Kim Hunt do a similar thing on the sideline in the first half. But this set from the Cowboys, look at them just rolling downfield.
Just what they needed, a 7-tackle set. Didn't look like getting into scoring position for the last 5 or 6 minutes. Now is their chance, as Alana Ferguson alluded to. Dib, no looker for Ralph Smith.
That's the key there. They're two halves combining.
Double pump for Goldthorpe. And no way through for Shelley Long. Reefed out by Toi Hiku, and there were 2 in the tackle.
Yeah, that's what we need to see more of. Tallulah Tillett and Kira Dibb combining at pace. That then brings Goldthorpe into the equation as well, adding some depth to their attack.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt. I actually think that's not a penalty.
Yeah, there's
That
only
is
one
not
in
a
the
penalty
tackle.
at all. And I think she's pretty hard done by there, Taihiku.
You don't see that too often.
Yeah, well,
Kicking it
Kira
10 metres backwards.
Yeah, she's kicked it backwards just to give them a little bit more depth. What that allows for is to come onto the ball at a bit more pace with a little bit more structure and attacking options, but they certainly need to make the most of it now.
It's for those people watching on the lounge at home saying, did she forget which way she was going?
11 up. He's 10. Hold square 11. Hold.
Good mover, China Palata.
Hold.
Playing as a forward. Manzelmann showed open, went short side for Ralph Smith, who's been in this situation 3 times now, held up in try-scoring positions. Manzelmann, dangerous customer here, crash ball, and there's no way over.
Take her over.
And now headed towards the sideline. Did well to stay in, Shelley Long.
Very well.
Have to get it out of that corner now, and they do via Dibb and Tillett, the halves combine. Almost a hospital pass, but Bree Chester trying to make it work. Perryman Duff got to her in the nick of time. Tillett now right-hand side. Kick in behind. Peters! It was a horrible bounce for Jazzy Peters, but they get a repeat set.
Shocking bounce, but great option, that little grubber. Abby Church, though, that was all because of her. That was a try-saving effort. You have a look at Abby Church out the back. She read that grubber nicely. The way that they defend now is with the fullback in the line. But the speed to get there. Oh,
Dived on the previous bounce, maybe.
Yeah.
And in the end, they've spotted a touch off Peters in the bunker, so it turns into a 7-tackle set for Parramatta.
Well, I think that's only fair because they got into this position through a non-penalty penalty. So the Eels now 7-tackle set. The last 7-tackle set from the Cowboys, they rolled down the field, and the penalty, this will help.
The NRLW season is back bigger and better this year. Witness real power and unreal passion live. You don't want to miss any of these games, especially the double headers, what value they are. NRL.com/tickets is the place to secure them. NRL Women's Telstra Premiership, real power, unreal passion. And still 3 rounds to go of the regular season, and then the 2 weeks of finals. Toy Hicku again just creating on play 1.
Her and Boss Kapula have got a really nice little thing happening on that right edge, don't they? Good push support.
Anyone playing with Toy Hicku, you just got to back up and be ready. She'll make
Just got to
something
have the
happen.
pace to stay with her.
12 minutes to go. Parramatta in control. Remember last season they snuck into the finals and wound up in the grand final. Need something extraordinary to make it, but still 4 games to be won, including this one. Got the Roosters next week. That's a tough assignment, but they're playing with confidence now. The Eels, as Charrington got rid of a tackler or 2. Cut out ball. Tui back to Perryman Duff, and the knock on in the end to hand it over, but they hand it over in a good spot off Davis Welsh.
Just wait, 11.
Yeah, they were happy to chance their arm there. I guess the scoreboard does work in their favour. Just that last pass.
Hold. 9, move it. You're not square.
I like seeing that. Kira Dibb getting in and having a run. She's got to become heavily involved. So she's taking a little bit of punch out of the game, getting her team on the roll on, and now start to direct her players around the field a little bit more. But the halves certainly have to stand up.
Well, that doesn't look good for the Cowboys. Tallulah Tillett off the field. I'm sure Marley Silva will be all over that for us.
Might just be tactical, perhaps, as Manzelmann. Look at Emma Manzelmann go again. Scored some wonderful solo tries. It's on here for Dibb. Creates space for the debutantes. A moment to remember for Libby Sura. A try in her first game, and look at the effect this game has had on her.
The cramps, there's no worse feeling, but An outstanding support play from the debutante, but great work from Kira Dibb. I said at the start of that set when she got in and had a run that it was imperative that she stood up. A lovely run from Manzelmann to give them some territory, a quick play the ball. And then the fact that Kira Dibb was just all over the pace of this game, she just held that pass up really nicely. It forced Rachel Pearson to stay in tighter, which created that extra little bit of space. You have a look at a footy in two hands, just holds it up, a last minute angle in, and it just creates that space. But lovely work. The involvement of Kira Dibb there, that was key.
North Queensland through and through. Mackay Cutter's Rookie of the Year last season and graduating to the NRLW. And we'll remember this moment forever. Queensland under-19s rep scored a try in that game as well. And Dibb adds the extras. To preview the next game, Margot Vella is with Marley Silva.
Now, Margot, you're a bit of a hero last week for your girls, getting that try to get them the win. Your coach was celebrating in the box. What did he say to you after the match?
Not a man of many words, but I just gave me the biggest hug I've ever had, and yeah, so happy with it.
I think that says all he thought about that moment. You've got the Titans today. Who is the target out there? How are you going to shut them down?
We've looked at their fullback, Barney. She's a bit of a weapon, but if we all work together, we'll have her handled.
Well, good luck.
Thank you so much.
Did she just say that Sowie is not a man of many words?
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
not the Sowie we know.
Nah, not a chance.
He was giving out hugs for free last week, though, wasn't
Free
he?
hugs.
Struggles to take
Free
a
hugs.
breath
I tell you what,
between
I
words.
tell you what, I would have been worried for that glass. I feel like it was shatterproof glass in the box last week at Wynn Stadium.
Game on here with 9 minutes to go. They've done it before this season, haven't they? The Cowboys, a late flurry to claim victory. That was in round 4 against those Tigers.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time. It'll show us the desperation in this Cowboys outfit now. Just launching off the back of those points. 2 tries that weren't converted for the Eels, and they're well and truly in the contest.
Dibb back inside for Harden, who got finished off. Manzelmann looking more and more dangerous. Stopped by Kapua, but forced an offload cleverly to Harden. And look where they are off the back of points here.
Well, the Eels need to be really careful here because this second phase play that the Cowboys are generating, they're just eating the metres up.
They just can't stick a tackle and finish it. Look where they are, 10 metres out now. Still 2 more plays. Ralph Smith into dummy half. From a standing start this time. Here come the Cowboys. Parramatta on notice. It's back to a 4-point margin.
Well, we saw this in the last couple of sets. The Cowboys have just been rolling up the field and the Eels' defence just clocking off. The middles are not staying connected, and through off of the back of that, Emma Manzelmann is finding plenty of space. But here, this is an individual effort. Tiana Ralph-Smith on the Harvey Norman replay jumps out one way. There's only one marker there. There's no line speed from the Eels, and she just puts her head down and says, I'll just do it. Come with me.
It's not the worst place to convert from either.
You'd imagine Kira Dibb would find this a relatively simple kick.
She could do it with her eyes closed.
If at first you don't succeed, try and try and try and try again. That's the 4th time Ralph Smith has been that close to the try line. Makes it count this time, and the margin is 2.
Wow.
They turned down a shot at 2 a long time ago now.
They did. They did to start the game. They had that option to take the 2, back themselves with the points, but they've got all sorts of momentum now. This is a really tricky position for the Eels. They just gifted them territory. They let them run straight through them. That's what they've got to tighten up.
And that's the thing, I'm pretty sure the lead up to this game, all of the notes would have been the Cowboys love a power game. They will just punch through the middle, and off the back of it, Manzelmann will get on the front foot. So they just need to sit back in their system, the Eels, and just trust their defence. Stick together. Don't panic. Stay connected.
Hold for it. Let's go, Rachel. Yep.
Not sure what Pearson is looking to the sideline for. Time for Parramatta's leaders to stand up. because they're under siege here. The Cowboys finishing so strongly. Jatea Feifua, the live wire utility, on here receiving.
Well, I just got word from Marley Silva as well that it was a tactical interchange to bring Tulu Watilit off and Jatea Feifua on in her position.
See whether it pays off in the end. You've got to use Feifua at some stage. And Ben Jeffries pulled the trigger. What hands here from Dib. And there's Parramatta. Parramatta denying some offloads on this set, but North Queensland still a chance to do some damage at the back end as Goldthorpe chimes in. She'll play at 25 out. Manzelman gets there to find Dib. And the chasers out wide stayed onside. Tough one here. Oh, of course she's up for the challenge. Toi Hiku, and got nailed illegally. High shot by Long.
No, just wait, Kira. Hold on.
What a game from Cassie Tohuhiku. Body on the line. Oh, she deserves that penalty, but she was looking straight into the sun. You could see her just before the footy came down that she actually put her hand over her eyes to try and blank out the sun. But her impact on this game for the Eels, both sides of the ball, has been huge. And that save now gives the Eels an opportunity to try and work their way out of their own end.
Yet another NRLW nail-biter. 5 minutes to go. We don't know who the winner will be.
How good is it?
Kapua.
Hasn't she had a strong debut? I like her on that right edge. Very powerful.
Another few TikToks to add to her list after this game, including that big hit earlier on.
Is she a TikToker?
Is she a TikToker?
Big TikToker.
We're too old to be TikTokers. I don't know what's going on. That's well past me, but I love it. Go for it, girl. Does that mean you have TikTok, Speedy?
No, it means when you Google Boss Kapua to find out any details, TikTok comes up number one. Pass behind Pearson.
Prove it.
So she's out of sync here and out of play on the last tackle, the dominant half. Where did Parramatta go to? Berryman Duff gets the kick away in time, but Goldthorpe should be able to hit the ground running here.
Good kick chase though. The kick wasn't deep enough, but the chase made it well. And this is great work out of Marcus. Sorry, Speedy.
Crunch time here, 4 minutes to go, 2-point ball game, and the whistle is blown. The Cowboys will march up the ground.
Wait. Not quick on foul play.
How do you see this one going, Roo?
Oh, I think discipline from the Eels. They need to really tighten that up and also make sure that their initial contact is not just a hit, it has to be a hit and stick, and they must take these Cowboys to the ground. But the Cowboys are full of running. They're on the front foot. The kicking game of Kira Dib has been fantastic, and they're straight into good ball here off the back of her boot.
Yeah, what a touch finder that is into the breeze.
That was a great kick. It's the Eels' game to win at the moment. They're still up on the scoreboard. Intensity and intent in defence could be the game changer.
Flat ball, Ralph Strand-Smith looking dangerous. There's the offload, and Manselman couldn't hold on, knocked it on. Last touch, Ralph Strand-Smith completing the knock-on.
Yeah, well, I was going to expound on what Alana said. That offload is something that the Eels must shut down. They cannot allow the Cowboys to do this. It was a lovely pass in there, but this offload here, they can't let that happen because that's what the Cowboys are using. They're just eating metres off them. Unfortunately, there was an error from Manzelman.
You look at that average set distance in the second half, more than 20 metres on offer per set for the Cowboys compared to what the Eels have managed.
And I think you can tell that just by the flow of the game too. Murphy's back on. She was off for a little while. She'll definitely help them out at the back end of this game.
What about the back end of this set? What's the ideal finish for Parramatta? If they can't score, obviously.
Well, if they can't score and they can't get a repeat set, then they want to trap them in the back corner. But they'll be trying to get as close to that line as they possibly can now. And then Rachel Pearson. And this could help. Line break, late offload.
And get it to Toi Hiku.
Oh,
look at her go. And dragged down. Did the ball bobble? I think it might have, yes.
Lost.
Great work there.
However,
Surah again.
Sorry, Speedy, there's some concern here for one of the Cowboys players.
That's Libby Sura, the try scorer.
Left shoulder. This was great movement by Toi Hiku. And it was the hand of Sura that just helped dislodge the ball as she hit the deck there, and she immediately grabbed that left shoulder.
Yeah, coming in tackle 4. She's got to play down with a shoulder injury.
So Parramatta throwing this up as the captain's challenge after the knock-on was called.
Cowboys players are just affecting a tackle. The ball is knocked on by Cassie. We have a decision.
Can't take them with you. May as well use it and hope you find something.
Sometimes you just never know.
Unsuccessful, Rachel. Well done, scrum, Kira. Middle. Yep.
So one last shot coming up. It'll be one full set for North Queensland once Libby Sura is attended to here. Tough to see her going on with a shoulder injury like that, but so much more to come today. Tegan, Flashberry and the Dragons against the Titans at this same venue in game 2 of our triple header, and then we'll finish it off with the Roosters. Taryn Aiken in superb form against the Tigers and the speedster Jakaya Whitfield.
How good's footy? How good's a whole day of footy? Then the boys play after, the Raiders and the Broncos, but we've got 2 massive games before that. Very hard to pick a winner for these next couple of games coming up as well. I guess that's been one of the most exciting parts of the NRLW and having 4 new clubs and expanded competition. So many tight contests.
The highs and lows of rugby league, and Libby Sura unfortunately experiencing it all today in her first game. Shoulder may have just popped out there as she desperately got to Toi Hiku. Mooka back on, ball playing for Reeves. Parramatta with the arms around the footy. Ball comes loose and the call is a knock on. Cowboys will use their captain's challenge here.
They'd be silly not to challenge this.
Coming in tackle 2. Captain's challenge from the Cowboys, disputing the decision of knock on.
How'd it look? Murphy was all over the footy.
Live, I thought, yes, this is a penalty. Reeves had a good charge. But it's Mahalia Murphy's right arm wrapped around that football.
Just looking, there's an intent to strip the ball.
Just be how it comes out.
Can we just get him going?
Oh, she releases it.
Dave Munro in the bunker, observing every angle possible here. I feel like that's an attempt to strip there.
Yes, that initial one to me feels like an attempted strip. But then at the back here, she just kind of releases the arm.
The Parramatta player is
pushes.
just making a tackle at this point.
Parramatta celebrating here because...
And the ball is lost. The challenge is unsuccessful.
If they keep hold of the footy, they've got their first win.
See, I think initial contact, she is looking to play at the football. But then when they go to ground, she's not playing at the football to strip it out. So hopefully here for Libby Sura, that shoulder injury isn't too severe. But the Eels straight on the attack.
Pearson, the captain. Remember, they're doing this without Kennedy Cherrington, still serving her suspension. Cowboys have threatened to run them down, but now Parramatta can close things out with a try. Amiatu, the wrecking ball in the middle. Took 4 or 5 to stop her. Chewed up in valuable seconds for Parramatta as well. All the way back to Berryman Duff. Terrible pass. Murphy pulled the hands away intelligently. It's sat up for Tui. The clock continues to tick, and now Parramatta can celebrate as the penalty has been blown. And you may as well take the shot and chew up all the seconds. You can do it anyway. Parramatta are going to win this game.
I'm with you, Abby Church.
my way.
See her in the background, just the two hands straight away. The two fingers went up. And this is going to be a great win here for the Eels.
It's actually the only way they could lose because it could come back off the upright.
Yes, yes, true.
You're probably better off just tapping it.
Taking the tackle. Rachel Pearson's
I have faith
got a
in
good mood.
the rat. Yeah.
But you're right, Speedy. It was a great win from the Eels, one they needed to boost their confidence. They've been building really nicely, I think particularly the last couple of weeks. Now I'll get that boost from Kennedy Cherrington coming back into their side as well, but to do it without her there.
Pearson makes no mistake, and Parramatta have their first victory after 5 losses to start the season. They bank 2 points and beat the Cowboys 16 points to 12. 27 players used already, including 14 NRLW debutants. It's a triumph for Dean Witters and his side today.